Hey fish friends, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. So I'm down in the fish room and I'm doing a little bit of maintenance. I've got to take care of a couple sponge filters down here, and then I've got to run off and take care of a customer's tank because I do have an aquarium service business, as you can see there on my shirt. So anyway, as you guys know, I'm down here in the fish room and I have currently 30 tanks down here. Every single one of these tanks is being run off of air, and they're filtered by sponge filters. The only exception is I do have one, my Mbuna tank over here. It is running on air. There is a sponge filter there, but I also have a secondary filter I hang on the back. And then I do have this little kind of betta holding tank here. Probably is not in focus, but that is also running on air. I've got a little box filter, but I also put a little tiny hang on the back there as well. But other than that, everything else is running on sponge filters. I've talked before about why they're great, they're economical, etc. What I'm going to show you today is how easy they are to clean. So here's Oscar's 90-gallon tank. There's a couple sponge filters in here. I just want to show you what it looks like and kind of what the end result's going to be and how easy it's going to be to clean. So if I kind of zoom in here, you can see I've got this sponge filter in the tank. Little cichlid likes to kind of hide in that box there. This is in this little kind of separate holding tank. It just kind of keeps the sponge filter from getting chewed on. There's another one in the back corner there behind some rocks. So I'm going to go ahead and set the camera up right now. I'll disconnect the sponge filter. I'll put some water in the bucket here and show you how easy it is to clean. So the first thing that I'm doing here is I'm draining some water out of the tank. The reason why is when you clean a sponge filter, you want to make sure that you're using aquarium water. You do not want to use tap water that would have chlorine or chloramine in it, as that will kill the beneficial bacteria that's already established in your filter. So the purpose is not to completely rid the filter of everything, but just kind of get rid of the large particulates, or the large solid waste matter that's in the sponge filter. So anyway, as you can see here, the sponge filter is filthy. It had been a couple of weeks since I had cleaned it. So as you can see, there's a bunch of detritus, fish poop, any remnants of old fish food, etc. That might have collected. So one of the things that you might wonder about a sponge filter is how it does in polishing. It's not the same as like a canister filter or a hang-on-the-back filter, but it does a pretty good job of, grabbing those particles and trapping them. Anyway, here you can see I've got two buckets. Actually, I've kind of picked it up here just to kind of see if I could give you guys a better look. But all I'm doing is taking that sponge and squeezing it for about 30 seconds or so in this first bucket. It might have been a little bit quicker if I wasn't trying to show off for the camera. But anyway, I'm just squeezing it and just basically rinsing it out, right? Squeezing out all the yucky stuff, all the matter in there. As you can see, it's pretty much clean. And then what I do is I take a second bucket and do a little bit of additional squeezing just to kind of give it a final rinse. And once that's done, then I set it aside here, and then I'll just grab the camera and show you how gross this water is. So pretty much poopy soup. So this is kind of good for houseplants. I actually give it away to friends. There you can see the sponge filter is quite clean and it's looking good. So as you can see, it was super easy to clean the sponge filter. It doesn't take any longer than maybe about 30 seconds of actually cleaning it, plus the time it takes to drain the water, etc. So again, I would highly recommend you guys looking at sponge filters. They're great. They're economical, they're easy to clean, they last a long time, they hold a ton of beneficial bacteria. So many good reasons to have sponges. That's all I had for now. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.